Cosmetics are underrated. As games evolved, cosmetics became a significant portion of not only the content added to games, but also the way that they make money in the first place. There are titles that profit solely off of them, and we all know that lots of people will pay lots of money for these items. It's wild, and it also kind of sucks. The last way I want to obtain a cosmetic is by buying it. There isn't anything rewarding about that experience. It has nothing to do with anything you've achieved in the game, and that's why season passes exist. They mix rewarding a user for playing with a purchase that gives you cosmetics. It's clever, and obviously works very well considering how many games have them and are immensely popular. But season passes have problems too. Well, I shouldn't call them problems because they're put there intentionally, and I'm going to go over those issues in a bit. Right now, I want to talk about DRG's implementation of this system, the Performance Pass. For starters, this is 100% free. There's nothing extra to pay for here. The only way to get paid cosmetics in this game is DLC packs, and it seems this model is here to stay. In Season 1, there are 24 hats, hairdos, and facial hair cosmetics, 6 pickaxe parts, 1 beard color, 4 armor paint jobs, 20 weapon frameworks, 1 for each weapon, 4 weapon paint jobs, 2 Bosco cosmetics, and 3 victory moves. Oh, and cargo crates have frameworks for the new weapons, but obviously that's a separate thing. These cosmetics are split between 2 different parts, season levels and the cosmetic tree. In total, there are 100 levels in this season. To level up, you need to get performance points, also called PP, as Ghost Ship has shortened it to. First we get gunk seeds, and now we got PP. Nice. There are a few ways to obtain these performance points. Whenever you earn XP, you also earn performance points. You'll see how much you received at the mission end screen. Season challenges give a larger amount of performance points. You'll get these pretty often and you can do multiple of them at the same time. To see your challenges, you can go to the season terminal or you can find them on your mission board. If a challenge isn't really your thing, you can swap one of them per day. The last way to earn performance points is through doing season events. These occur randomly in missions like a machine event or a mini-boss. This season's events are defeating a prospector drone or hacking a data deposit. Once completing one of these, you'll receive a data cell. Deposit this to get a bonus in performance points and experience points. As your level increases through the season, you will receive cosmetics, crafting materials, credits, and a new company credit called scripts. Scripts can be spent in the cosmetic tree, which is the next page of the season terminal. Here you can use them to advance your tree in any direction you please. At the end of the season, your scripts will reset, so it's good to spend them as soon as you earn them. You can also obtain some bonus scripts from doing the previously mentioned season events and collecting data cells. Also quickly, just need to talk about this. The cosmetic tree is sick. That's a really cool idea. It allows players to have more control over their items and make their experience of unlocking these things more of their own, instead of the same path as everyone else on the season level stuff. And that's basically the gist of the season terminal and how season 1 works for unlocking the cosmetics. When I first saw the trailer for all this, I was terrified. Seeing phrases like season and performance pass in a video game that I care about is horrifying. But after seeing how this fully works, I have no problems with this system. Let's talk about why. What are the problems with the vast majority of battle passes? To be clear, I'm not saying all of them are like this. Just most of them. Number 1 is paid cosmetics. This is obvious, but I think everyone can agree that they want cosmetic items to be free. Buying cosmetics isn't rewarding, but earning them through playing the game is. And for players who don't want to pay for cosmetics, they're often clowned in games for not actually doing so, because they look default or whatever, and that sucks. That's a stupid thing. Number 2 is fear of missing out, and this is pretty much just as important as paid cosmetics. More often than not, Battle Pass items become unavailable after the season ends. I don't know how we came to live in a world where digital items are limited. Why did that happen? I don't know, but we're here. This leads to people feeling like they're on a timer, and if they don't buy and play the games enough, they won't get the things that other people are getting, and they'll never get them again. It creates stress, and it makes the player more likely to spend money and also play the game. And the third point is grind. In some cases, it can take way too long to unlock everything in a battle pass, with games asking for a lot of time from players in just a few months. Alright, let's apply those problems to the pass in Deep Rock. Paid cosmetics. The performance pass is free. There is no paid version of the pass, and there's no plans to monetize it in future seasons. On this topic, Ghost Ship states monetizing this mechanic doesn't fit in our objectives for this addition to the game. Fear of missing out. When Season 1 ends, all cosmetics that weren't claimed during the season will be put back into the game, so there won't be any limited time items. It's unknown how they will be implemented into the game after this season, but we'll probably see sometime early next year. Grind. On DRG's website, Ghostship says, "Our goal is roughly 1 hour on average to complete a level, so 100 hours in total. Season 1 will run for 4 or 5 months, so there should be plenty of time to progress through the performance pass." I don't really know how they got this number in the first place, because I feel like there's a lot of factors that alter how much you could earn, but I'll just go by their word. 100 hours within 4 or 5 months is quite a bit of playtime, but I'm willing to bet it's nowhere near as much as other games ask for. So with those issues out of the picture, what's bad about a season pass? As long as it remains entirely free and items are available outside of this season, I think it's great. Funny enough, I think the biggest flaw with this is that it appears exactly like a battle pass when it's monetized and treated very differently from what people would expect. But why are they doing a performance pass? The cosmetic shop and forge already exist, so why don't they continue using those? On the Season 1 FAQ, Ghostship Games lists a few reasons for this. A way to engage and reward players regardless of their time played. The shop inventory is already large, stating items tend to drown in there. Veteran players could get any item without much playtime due to built-up resources. Cosmetics competing in cost with upgrades was a problem. I'm going to agree with what they're saying on this. For players like me, new cosmetics are as easy as clicking buy a few times in the shop and then waiting for the next update. Yeah, that's not very rewarding. For new players, these cosmetics are less pleasant to shop for because there's so much stuff in the shop, and some of it gets really damn expensive. This system allows both Greenbeards and Lords of the Deep to have new cosmetics in a more rewarding way. Along with that, I think this feature could also increase how long people play DRG, and I think that's a big reason why they made this. I've helped over a dozen people play through the early portions of this game, and I think less than half of them have promoted one dwarf. This was obviously confusing to me, but as it happened more and more, I realized there just isn't really enough to work towards in the 15 to 25 level range. The season terminal adds some consistent progression that is separate from everything currently in the game. I think this feature alone will increase the amount of players that actually make it to deep dives and overclocks. Also, it helps that the new weapons are unlocked at level 20, which is another nice bit of progression in there. I think the familiarity could help too. It's difficult to grasp how to progress in a game when it seems so distant from anything you've experienced. As someone who made a video explaining deep dives in endgame, I found it pretty difficult to summarize that part of the game well. Season passes are well known and popular, so hearing about a game that has one, but it's also completely free, could bring quite a few new players to the game, getting them into it and hopefully bringing them to more of the endgame content. So, I live in a world where one of my favorite games of all time just implemented a season pass, but I'm actually happy with it. Which is not how I expected to feel about that happening ever. Warning, we are now entering the quickfire cosmetic rundown, where I will go through my favorite new cosmetics in Season 1. The Waster frameworks are all super cool, but the Warthog one is especially neat. Excited to get them all. This copper weapon paint job might be one of my favorites in the game. I like the colors a lot. And Deep Sea Defender looks pretty damn good for a blue and red color scheme. I like the little blue details on the metal portions specifically. Geek Chic has funny glasses, and that is very important. The fur-lined Ushanka will be my gunner's new favorite hat, big fan of this one. Outback Hunter is a hat I didn't know I wanted until I saw it, and now I no longer can live without it. Reminds me of using the good old Girardi. Rosé is a new hair color, and although it's just basically brown but shiny, I'll take any new hair color I can get. Please add more new hair colors, I'm begging you, Ghostship. Sideswept is bringing out some pretty impeccable vibes. I cannot wait to use that, oh my god. Shock Spike is horrendous. I love it. Mighty Split is a beautiful new beard, very majestic and powerful. Braided Boldness is quite the mustache, it definitely stands out, but nothing can beat the one and only Big Ol' Swirls. Look at Big Ol' Swirls, this is the best new cosmetic to me. What the hell is this? I feel like this questions the definition of what a mustache is. Second place goes to Surplus Barrel, which turns Bosco into Barrel Scope. If only we could wear the barrels someday. Rest in peace, Barrel Armor, my beloved. You will be missed. Oh, and there's a new DLC pack with the rival tech-themed frameworks. It's definitely one of my favorite DLCs, up there with Roughneck and Megacorp. And with that, the Season 1 trilogy has come to an end. How do I feel overall on this update? Pretty good, honestly. The new weapons, mission type, and cosmetics are all really good. The change to seasons is big. It means more events, themed updates, and content that expands the game in more ways than before. This one built on almost every portion of the game and shows an extremely bright future for DRG. To be honest, I thought next year was going to be the year where DRG starts to kind of slow down, you know? Ghost Ship's been working on this game for a long time now, but the switch to Season 1 shows they have plans for this game far beyond what I expected. Thank you for watching my video. Rock and Stone.